Let's add some storage to the back of the Jeep Wrangler. You know, for a little while I've been struggling with a way to keep things where I want them in the back. I took the seat out, so now I have this big open space, right? But what I've found is that when I sit things back there, they fly all over the place. They usually end up way up towards the back of the front seats, and that's kind of a drag. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This particularly is annoying when you go to the grocery store. You know, you have those stupid plastic bags that hold nothing, and they always roll all over the place, and then stuff goes flying up there, under the seats, up in the front footwell, who knows, all over the place. Drives me insane. And you can see I don't have the back seat in here, so now I have lots of room to go to the grocery store or Lowe's or whatever. So I've been trying to think of an idea, some sort of retainer, if you will, to keep things stationary back here in the back, or at least for the most part. And I think I have a good solution. I went to Lowe's the other day and I picked up a couple of what I'll call milk crates. They're those storage bins. You guys can see them sitting right here, and they fit right across the back just like this. Of course, there's still a little bit of a problem of these things flying all over the place, right? So I'm going to secure them a little bit. I'll show you how I'm going to do that. And then I think the weight of them combined, after I do what I'm going to do, will hold them in place. So let me switch over to the old hat cam and we'll take a stab at it. Okay, before we get into it, to do this, pretty simple. You need a couple of totes. Again, I got these at Lowe's. I think they're Husky. I think they also have a lifetime warranty or guarantee on them. Then you need a drill, a bit, and a bit that's going to accommodate a couple of zip ties, because that's what I'm going to use. And then as an extra, just to keep things stationary, a couple of clamps. What I'm going to do with these, I want these to be the same distance, if you will, from each other, right? So I want them to be together like so. It doesn't have to be perfect, and I'm sure in the end it won't be. But I'm going to use the clamps just to kind of hold these in place while I drill the holes, because I'm going to drill through both at the same time, because why not? And I think that's pretty good, just like that. Like I said, a drill bit that will accommodate the width of the zip ties that you're going to use. And I think for me, I'm going to use these, so it'll be close and it'll be tight. I don't want a lot of lateral movement after I'm done. So conveniently, around the handles, they gave you these little ribbed areas, so I only have to drill through the wall of these things, and then I can put the zip ties through. So we're going to go ahead and do that. About middle, halfway through. You can see this is not rocket science, right? So I went the second slot in, so right here. Same thing over here. Make sure you keep your hand out of the way when you go through. That could be a problem. Then we're going to take the zip ties and simply, hopefully, that's the idea, feed them through the holes like so. Gonna go ahead and pull those tight, and I'd like the end here to be in the groove, so just want to kind of pull them down a little bit to make that happen, like so. It's all about the aesthetics when you're done, right? A good job is one that you can't really tell that anybody did. Although of course you're going to be able to see the zip ties, so you know, it's not going to be fully invisible, if you will. Pull them down tight like so, and I might grab a pair of pliers. It might be overkill actually, but just get them as far down as you can. This is what having fingernails is good for, I guess, as long as you don't pull too hard. Like so. Pretty easy, right? Get rid of the clamps. Apparently the device above me, the ALXEA, just heard me, so she wanted to respond. Go ahead and cut the ends off of your zip ties. Again, it's all about aesthetics at this point. Now, let's take this to the Jeep. We'll dump out the remnants down there. Let's go ahead and put them in. I'll show you what they look like. Again, don't forget, dump out the junk. No need to have any more junk in there. I'm sure they'll accumulate junk over time. And then you can see they fit in like so. Now, what I had wanted, if I could have found them exactly the way I wanted, would have been to push right up against the edges down there. And you have a little part that juts out right here on each side. So ideally, they would have fit right up against there. They don't, because I couldn't find any that were exactly the right size. So these just kind of fit in. Now, the good thing about these, first of all, when I go to the grocery store or whatever, I can throw my bags and stuff in here. It's not gonna fly all over the place. The one thing that really drives me nuts is when you have something liquid like milk or juice or whatever, you know, in those containers. I always worry about them falling over and that cap popping off, and then you've got milk all over the place, and you know what milk smells like when it starts to rot, right? Ugh, no more do I have to worry about that. I can just sit it in here, and even if it did fall over, there's no holes or anything in here, so I could just rinse these out. Definitely a good way to do it. And then if I need more space, let's say I have more groceries than these will hold, you can simply slide them back, put the rest of the groceries here. Those are full. They'll be weighted down, so they'll keep everything right here in this area. I love that. And I know there's other solutions out there. Of course, there are nets, and there are like those carpeted or cloth bags and things you can get. I didn't want any of that, and I'm talking about the bags that are like the holders, because I wanted something that wasn't collapsible and would stay firm, which these will. Slide them back where you want them. They weigh nothing. I mean, they're not heavy. That's another good thing. And I think because of the weight of these, they're not going to go slipping and sliding all over the Jeep when I'm just driving around when there's nothing in them. If they do, then I'll come up with some way to hold them down inside. I thought about maybe drilling a hole through the bottoms and then through the mat that I made, and just putting some kind of a thumb type turning screw or something that I could easily take off if I wanted to move them. But that kind of cuts down on the ability to slide them back if I want to, like that, right? And then I can access under here if I want, or whatever. So just a simple way to be able to corral stuff in the back of the Jeep Wrangler, so that you don't have things flying all over the place. And this is particularly handy if you don't have a rear seat in here like I do. Anyway, I just wanted to get on, kind of show you guys my solution, I guess, to storage for the back of the Jeep Wrangler. Again, particularly if you've removed that back seat. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of my little contraption back here, and what have you done? I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.